Okay, this is where we left off in the last session when we painted this guy in, and that was pretty easy. And the next one is going to be pretty easy too. We're going to do blocks 5 and 6 together all in one run because it's easier than this guy was. Because they're so far away, there's very little texture. And you already saw how we did this. That's how we're going to do these as well. Okay, so first thing is we're going to set everything up, and the first thing we got to do is turn everything off that we don't need. So we don't need the sun rays and we don't need the plants. I will keep all the rocks, however. Come down to 5, and we're going to duplicate it just like always. Turn this guy off. And then we're going to change its color all the way to black. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and do that to this guy out here as well. So we will duplicate that later, turn it off, and turn that one all the way to black. And the next step then is we're going to reshape these the way that we want them to kind of accent with this. But again, they're going to be so far away that they're barely going to be there. The light from here is just going to diffuse them a lot. Okay, let's begin by reshaping this one. And so what we'll do is we'll get that marker pen, make sure we have black selected, and there's not really a whole lot that we can do to reshape it or need to reshape it. You know, maybe just, you know, put some interesting stuff in there so that it makes it look, well, so we have something to draw against here, you know. Again, we want to make it feel like it's three-dimensional in the silhouette form. That's our goal. Okay, now let's go to the other one. So this one here. And we're going to reshape him. And what I want to do with this one is, yeah, same thing, is I need to give it some form that we can, when we start highlighting it, we're going to try to make it look three-dimensional even though there's not much in it. You know, not much detail we can use to make it, to do that. Okay. Just, you know, kind of. And the thing is that I'm not so much worried about we're not going to use these in the same way that we use these others. Okay. And I think that will work for us, and that's what we're going to use. And like I said, they're barely going to be there when we get done. Okay, so I'm going to create a new layer here, and I'm going to highlight this guy. And right now, he is basically, his only purpose is to give me something to draw on. Okay, so I want that watercolor paint that we were using before. And of course, I need white. That would help. Okay, and this is going to be kind of the top part here. And I'm just trying to just blocking the shapes just like I did with the other one. I can come out because, again, it's not the detail. The detail is going to get lost. So I shouldn't spend a whole lot of time real close up on this one. I need to make it look believable from further distance. And since a lot of the detail is going to get lost, it's no use in wasting a lot of time on, because it's not going to make it look more believable. Okay, now as we come down, I'm going to make this part here more light down towards the bottom as we get closer to the sandy bottom of the ocean floor there. And then as we go up, it's just going to kind of disappear. Okay, let's back out some. Let's turn off the marquee. Okay, I think that's going to work for us. It looks. Now, I'm going to add another layer. Click on our new base, and then I'm going to turn the new base off. And in here, I am going to drop in a color. And it's really going to be just this color here. And then I'm going to do hard light on it. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to start to lighten it up. Then we'll turn off the marquee because I don't need it. Now you get a kind of an idea, and we need to soften this guy up a bit. So now I'm going to grab my blending brush and just kind of, I don't want to add color to it, so and I see why that was. Hang on. Kind of wondering why it was doing that. Okay, we're just going to lighten it up just a bit. Okay, now let's try and make sure I've grabbed the right brush. This is the second time I did that. I'm about ahead. And I was wondering why it wasn't working the way that I thought it would. Okay. Now, I'm softening the bottom, but it really doesn't matter down here because when I put the sand and the shadows in, that'll take care of that. Okay. And there we are. Now, if you're wondering about, well, what about up here? This plant's going to cover a lot of that, so, and then we're going to have some other plants down here and stuff, so some of this might get covered. Now let's do this guy over here. We're going to do the same exact thing. So I'm going to come over here, add a layer that we're going to draw right on top of him, and I'm going to make this white. And I may make him a little closer, a little further. We'll play around with it. Okay, I need, yeah, that's selected. And then, oh, white, how come? And that's what. Go to the watercolor and grab that one. Okay. Now, this using this kind of technique is, you know, it's not just about drawing in, you know, these crevices and stuff, but you're also making shadows to show things. Some things are above, you know, they're up higher and stuff. So it's really about trying to create the shadow, to create an illusion of a 3D object there. Okay, let's go out and see how that looks. Okay. It gives us an idea of what it could look or might look like. And again, I'm going to grab this color here, click on this guy down here, and then drop this color right on top. I think we used an overlay, didn't we? Let's look at 5. Actually, it's hard light. That makes more sense. There we go. And now we can change its color. So brighten it up just a bit. And there's some things that we can do to still to continue to adjust it to what we're wanting here. I think the next step before we maybe the next step should be, let's put in the sand, so that at least now we've got the shape and everything all painted in, and all we want to do next then is start adding detail, the bubbles and fish and all of these plants all over the place. And you can already see these plants are really brightening it up. I don't think this purple might work, although it does look pretty nice there, but we'll see. I think I may want some brighter plants in here, so I may replace him. And we got this big guy here and a bunch there. So let's do the sand, and then we'll add more plants and